Hello, and welcome to the Herald's series of one-on-one interviews with Board of Education candidates. My name is Jill Nosa. I'm the editor of the Glen Cove Herald, and I am here with Gail Nedbor-Gross, who is the only incumbent running as one of 8 candidates for 4 open seats on the Glen Cove Board of Education. So, hi, Gail. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Thank you very
Of
much.
course. Of course. So I guess we can just start by, um, you know, letting us know why you're seeking another term.
Well, it's been 13 years and wasn't quite sure if I wanted to continue, but to be honest with you, I see there's been such a difficult past year and a half for these students, and I'm here for the children. And I think they have a lot of history and understanding of this district, and I would love to continue to aid them and get them the resources that they need to get through and over this pandemic issue. And I hope I bring, a good understanding to this board of the history of Glen Cove and our school district and leadership. I've had a lot of training with New York State School Boards Association. That can be very beneficial, and I try to do the best to work with my team and the administration to bring as much as possible to our students.
Okay, great. And what do you feel is the biggest issue currently facing the district?
Right now, getting over this pandemic hurdle. We've had remote learning, which, Glen Cove really turned on a dime best they could. I give a lot of credit to administrators and our teachers and staff, support staff, for acclimating and getting students on board and on their computers, on their laptops, whatever devices they have, and continuing the education process now, going back into the classroom. There's some major changes. Some don't want that, obviously. So, we have to be able to adjust in many ways, and we have to offer additional support services for students that through remote learning maybe weren't up to speed where they need to be. That's across the country, I think. So I think we can do an awful lot more for our students right now. The buildings we've tried to bring up to speed as well to make them cleaner and safer environments, and we have to continue to do that and continue to care and do for our staff that's in there every day, as well as the students. So there's an awful lot to do, but I think it's a lot of it right now, unfortunately, is pandemic related to bring those students up to speed.
Yeah. Okay. And how would you keep the taxpayer in mind, including those without children in the district?
Well, we've always said it takes a village to raise a child, and I strongly believe that. Uh, we have a whole community here, a variety of types of people, ages, races, ethnic backgrounds, everything. And which is, I love the diversity in this community. It's a real world situation. So we really need to educate our community and have open transparency communications with the community. I'd like to see us do that even more so. I think we can do more to reach out to the community and involve them in this process so they have a good understanding of what's in the budget. It's a very large budget. It's I'd say 2/3 of every taxpayer's amount that they're paying annually, and they deserve the right to know what's in there and where it's going, where this taxpayer money is going. So education first, as far as I'm concerned. The buildings are assets to the community, and I think they need to be maintained properly and efficiently. And it has to be within the taxpayer means. So I am a believer in the tax cap to a large extent. I think we need to work within the limits the best we can and offer the best education possible within those limits. So I do keep them in mind always. And if there's an opportunity where we can either reduce the budget or ease some pressure on the taxpayer, I always look to see if we can do that and offer that.
Okay, great. And the district has received additional foundation aid from the state and federal stimulus money. How do you feel those funds would best be spent?
So right now, the board is looking to add those funds into future projects. We unfortunately have not been able to pass a bond the last couple of years, And the district is in great need of repair and improvements, especially now with pandemic situation. So to expand classrooms and facilities, this money can be very beneficial in addition to services that are greatly needed for the students. So the money will be applied. I think there are criteria that you have to abide by, and some ways it's mandated, certain ways. So we will abide by those rules, and try to get more educational opportunities for the students, so they can bring them up to the level they should be at this point, and improve our facilities so they are safer environments for everybody that's in those buildings and working there. So that's our goal right now. We're going to sit down and prioritize. There's an awful lot that needs to be done, and this is a small chunk, and it'll help. It's definitely going to help, and it's greatly needed in Glen Cove. It really is, after all these years.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, and I really appreciate all our senators' work and everybody's efforts to get these kinds of funds to school districts like Glen Cove, and it's greatly appreciated. It's desperately needed.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, why should the community reelect you?
Well, first and foremost, I do listen to the people. I work with the people. I strive for success for students. That is my number one goal. I ask the tough questions. Sometimes it might not be appreciated, but I think it's important we represent the people. And we have to be able to listen to them and apply their concerns to the rest of the board and the administration, so they can be heard in that respect. And I do my due diligence. I do an awful lot of work. I've done a lot of training through New York State school boards on fiscal requirements, management, leadership. I take it seriously. It's an important position, I think, as a trustee, because we oversee an awful lot of taxpayer funds, and I'm always concerned. I want to make sure that it really goes to education first and foremost, and it's for the people. And I think if we can all succeed, our children succeed, our communities will succeed, and they'll be better places. So that's the ultimate goal for everybody.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care now.
Thank you.